16 of Turning Point Toastmasters. I welcome you in this heavy rainfall monsoon, which has started early this year in India. So I welcome you to Toastmasters meeting. We provide you a positive and supporting environment where you come here and learn leadership and communication skills. We have a certain ground rules that we have to follow. Please, I request everyone in the room, please be quiet when the speaker is speaking on the stage. So, the red ball is on the beat, but still, because the satellite terms are already with you. So, I request everyone to speak responsibly on politics, religion, and sex. I request all the role players to rename themselves with your name, who that prefix with the role name for you have. I request all the guests to rename them to guest underscore your name. We'll see the timer cards when we are at G session. Apart from that, now I would like to call the presiding of the office of the day, who is beautiful as the monsoon of the rainfall. So now I'd like to call the Barsore and my beautiful Neeraj, our president, Toastmaster Neeraj, over to you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Priyanka. Today I will be taking the presiding officer role, but thanks for laying out the ground rules for today meeting. And I welcome everyone, all of you, to this wonderful meeting of Toastmasters. I, Ankit Agarwal, I will be the presiding officer for today. And I wanted to share a incident with you, which happened with me 2 years back. So in early 2023, in like I had a turning point incident in my life. Actually, in my professional life, my product manager wasn't available to give a presentation of our product in one of the conference, and he asked the team like anyone would like to volunteer for it. And I saw that as a golden opportunity and just grabbed it. I just said, okay, I will take this opportunity and present. But when I went on the stage in front of audience, which was more than 100 people, I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed by the fear. It felt like my feet are not on the ground and I'm in the air. Even though I tried my best, but definitely I knew that I did not meet the expectations, neither of the product, neither of my team. This was a wake-up call for me that I need to work on my communication skills and presentation skills. And just after that conference, I actually joined Turning Point Toastmasters within a week. So I just wanted to say, whenever any opportunity comes to you to go on a stage and present, you don't need to be ready. You just need to step up at that time because it will bring opportunities to grow. And this is exactly what our theme is for today. When an opportunity presents to go on the stage, you answer it. And before we deep dive further into this theme of our evening, I would like to talk with our guests today who are in the meeting. So I will start with Sorindra. Sorindra, can you introduce yourself briefly and show and tell us like what made you come to this meeting today?
Well,
Can you also tell us how to pronounce your name?
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
My first reason, your last question and my first answer. I'm here because Rupinder, a close buddy of mine, is presenting something which is very close to my heart. Now, I have been a Toastmaster from 2009, December onwards. I'm the charter member of that club, Blue Quest. I'm not sure if all of you heard about it, but we've had fun over the years. I'm a Toastmaster and I have completed the DTM program twice. So I'm a twice DTM like my friend Rupinder. And my name is Shorindro, but you could do well by saying Saurendra. And my surname is Bhomik, but you can do well with saying Bhomik. So I hope that would fit in. Thank you.
Thank you,
Just,
Shorin
just for
Bhomik.
a minute, Mr. Surinder Bhaumik, were you working in Samtel?
Yes, I was.
Okay, okay. So you might be knowing me also that I was also working in Samtel. I was in Samcor Glass Limited Kota plant.
I was also handling Samcon,
Yeah.
one of
That's what.
the, yeah, yes.
Thank you,
We'll
thank
get
you.
along.
We
Rajinder,
will.
I'll get in touch with you. Don't
Sure,
worry.
sure. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Shorindra, for joining us. Like, it's our pleasure to have you in our meeting today.
Thank you.
Now, I would move to our next guest. Cletus, can you switch on your camera if it's possible for you and mute yourself, and also let me know if I pronounce your name correctly, and also give us your brief introduction. Okay, so we just got a message that Cletus is at the office and might not be able to unmute. But I would move to Sajal Pachuri to give us a brief introduction about himself and what made him join our meeting today.
Hi, my name is Sajal and I'm currently based out of Gurgaon. I work as a product manager here and I was looking to improve upon my public speaking skills and that made me, see if how I can join and contribute to this community. So really glad and thank you for having me here.
Thanks, Sajal, for joining us, and we have people from a very diverse backgrounds. As you attend more meetings, you'll get to know. So many of the people have came from the similar background and are working on the similar skills. So thanks for joining us. And so yeah, so I think now it's time to introduce our Toastmasters of the day, and he is none other than Rupinder Singh, who is a self-confessed introvert turned public speaker who has delivered 100, oh, okay, it's 1,000 plus speeches and inspired more than 1,000 plus lives since joining Toastmasters in 2015. He is a 2022 District 41 Toastmaster of the Year. He has earned multiple district and international awards, including a world champion semi-finalist title. A passionate communicator and a leader, Rupinder is dedicated to fostering excellence in others. And let's call Toastmaster Rupinder on the stage. Rupinder, can we have a quick audio and video check?
Am I audible? Am I visible? Am I
Yeah.
incredible?
You are audible, visible, and definitely incredible. Over to you, Rupinder.
Thank you. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, yet make allowance for the doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. Fellow Toastmasters, Mr. Presiding Officer, and very welcome guests. If you are an old relic that I am, then you will probably recognize these words as the seminal opening lines of that poetic masterpiece by Rudyard Kipling, titled If. Why did I start this session with this poem? Well, the reason for this goes back to 1980 or 81. Most of you were probably not even born around that time. It so happened that at that time, I was in class 3 or class 4, can't remember which, and I was called upon to speak on stage. I was asked to recite a poem. I chose If by Rudyard Kipling, and I prepared. I prepared really well for it, really hard. I recited the poem in the bathroom while on my way to school, in front of my teachers. And then the day came. They called me on the stage. I stood there and I froze. There were 250 people looking at me, and I did not have a single word coming out of my mouth. Mind you, I knew what I had to say. I knew how I had to start. I was in the starting position. I was in that starting stance like this. All I had to do was start with, if you can keep your head when all about you. Instead, I froze. I stood there like this. The rest of the boys, the students, they looked at me. A few of them started laughing. Then all of them started laughing. And there was hooting, and there were shouts of asking me to get off a stage. I somehow gathered my courage, but now I forgot my poem, and then it came back to me. I started crying, and the crowd went on hooting even more. Then the poem came back to me, and I started in my tears. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. And somewhere in the middle of that recitation, my tears gave way to anger. When I came to the last part, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours the world and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. I was full of anger. And the moment I finished my poem, I ran off the stage. I told myself I will never, ever go back on stage. But the fact that I'm back here on stage should tell you something. At some point, something happened that made me come back on stage. That something happened in 2000, somewhere around 2015 when I joined Toastmasters. I was still afraid to speak. And the guy who said that I'm his longtime buddy, he told me those magical words. He said, when the stage calls, you answer. You don't run away from it. That person is Shaurendra Bhaumik, and I'm so glad that he is here. Before we begin, let's give him a round of applause. He's been a friend, mentor, and a guide. And if I made it to Chicago, largely due to him and people like him. So when the stage calls, you answer. What does it mean? I'll explain that very soon. Before I do that, I want to dwell upon how a Toastmaster meeting usually goes. We have three parts to a Toastmasters meeting. The first part is the prepared speeches. We have one prepared speech from Priyanka delivering her championship speech, which she'll be delivering again on October 17. Then we have something called table topics, where people are given random topics and they speak on them for 1 to 2 minutes. And last but not the least, we have what we call the breakfast of champion feedback in the form of evaluations. Everybody gets evaluated, including yours truly. I'll get evaluated on my poetry recitation skills as well. But for now, I would want our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ankit Agarwal, who began his Toastmasters journey in 2023 and today finds himself as a transformed person. Personally, to me, He is the epitome of resilience and courage, I might add. You see, he is husband to Neeraj, the president of this club. It takes a special kind of courage to speak up in front of your wife. On that note, let us welcome Toastmaster Ankit Agarwal. Ankit, let's do a very quick audio video check.
Toastmaster Rupinder, am I audible and visible?
You are absolutely audible, you are absolutely visible, and you are incredible. Go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rupinder. So today I have another responsibility to be the general evaluator for the meeting, and the evaluation is the most important thing in Toastmasters, which I have realized and I have liked and I've improved from it. So today's general evaluation section, or the evaluation section, is actually also divided in three sections. The first section is where a evaluator it will be evaluating the prepared speeches, who is none other than Rajendra Kumar Arora today. The second section of evaluations come from our auxiliary role players, which I will be introducing just after this. And the third section comes the overall evaluation, the general evaluation, which will be coming from me, where I will be evaluating all the role players. So now it's time to introduce our auxiliary evaluation team players. So I will start with the role of the timer, who is none other than Rajendra. Rajendra, can you please explain the role, your role?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Rajendra, you are audible and visible.
Thank you. So as a timer today, my role is to make sure that the timings which have been allotted for the speeches, evaluations, and then table topics are taken care, and we finish the meeting as per our planned time. So if I talk about time, so this only time which will be there in this world, from minus infinite time to plus infinite time. So we all are just a submission, or we can say a ahuti matra of this yajna called time. So lost time is never found again, and time is the most valuable thing a man can spend. The key is not spending time, but it is investing. So let us invest today's time, or maybe next 2 hours, in right way and not wasting our time. And let us give our best efforts in limited time to achieve our targets. Like in prepared speeches, we are going to have one speech, which will be of the time of 5 to 7 minutes. So I will be showing my green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. And then this red card will be there on the screen for next 30 seconds, which is known as a buffer time. For evaluation, which I will be doing myself, so I will be evaluating my time also. That would be 2 minutes to 3 minutes with 30 seconds of great period time. And for table topic speeches, we normally have time from 1 minute to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll show the green card, 1.5 minutes yellow card, 2 minutes red card, and then it will last for 30 more seconds to wrap up and close the speech. So this is how I will be managing my time today for the meeting. And it is now let us go back to Toastmaster Ankit as a G.
Toastmaster Rajendra, is it possible for you to share your screen and show the
Yes, just
cards
wait a
once?
minute. Yes, just I'm showing. So I'll be showing my green card, which is visible, I believe, now.
Right now it's gray.
Now it would be green.
Yes.
So I will be putting this card maybe 2 to 3 seconds before, so that it matches with the lag time. So at minimum time, which is known as green time, and then which is the middle line, maybe center mean time, which is yellow, and then upper specification line for red, and then you can have 30 more seconds, which will be shown on the screen. I hope it is okay.
Yes, Rajendra. Thanks for sharing the cards. Now I would like to call up on the stage our language evaluator.
Point of order, Mr. General Evaluator. Toastmaster Rajendra, you will keep the red card up until the speaker stops speaking. Not 30 seconds, nothing. You will keep the red card up until the speaker stops speaking,
Okay.
so that the speaker has an adequate notice of that they have to stop. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I would like to call upon the stage our language evaluator for today, Toastmaster Shilpa. Shilpa, can we have a quick audio and video check?
Am I audible and visible, Toastmaster Ankit?
Yes, you are audible and visible. Please share the brief introduction about your role.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. My name is Shilpa, and today I played the role of language evaluator. So it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their language uses. I will take note of any incorrect uses of the English language as well as the excellent uses. I will also be keeping a track of all the filler words such as used in today's meeting. Now let me introduce the word of the day which helps us to expand our vocabulary. So today's word of the day is disparity, which means difference. An example of using the word is the disparity in fees between different schools can be overwhelming. I encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day in their speeches. I will present my report when called upon by the GE. Thank you and over to you, Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shilpa, for sharing the uh, introduction of the language evaluator role. Now, me and my team will be coming back at end of the meeting with our evaluation report. And now I will hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rupinder.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible and visible. Okay. I want someone who can read the chat and can unmute themselves and come on video. Priyanka, can you do that? Or Ankit, I will ask you to do this. Okay. I'm going to
Sure.
type something in the chat box and I want you to read it out loud.
The worst speech you will ever give will still be better than the best speech you will never give.
I want you to repeat it again.
The worst speech you will ever give will be better than the best speech you will never give.
Last time.
The worst speech you will ever give will still be better than the best speech you will never give.
This was the advice given to me by one of the people that I consider very close to me. He answers to the name of distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur. Now, Mukesh is a success story in himself. He comes from a vernacular medium, which means that he did not study English till he was 22 years old. He's a chartered accountant. Now, that itself should be more than what is required of him as an introduction. But Mukesh learnt English in Toastmasters. He wrote a book, a handbook of financial planning instruments. And in 2020, he represented his division in the humorous speech contest. You know how he did it? He followed a simple mantra that he's going to go on stage, he's going to deliver a speech. No matter how good, no matter how bad. Every one of us who comes on the stage has to figure out a way to deal with the stage. You see, the stage is a bully. It is going to intimidate you. It is going to make you afraid. It is going to tell you that you can't, that you don't belong here. How do we deal with bullies? We stand up to them. In this case, we stand on them. We stand on the stage, we make our stand, and we deliver our speech. Just like our prepared speaker for today. I have known her since 2019 when she joined the Turning Point Toastmasters Club. Priyanka has gone from strength to strength as a speaker, as a club officer. Last year, she made it to the division finals, and this year, she overcame the best of the best to make it to the district finals of the International Speech Contest. Today, Priyanka will be delivering her championship speech. But before I call Priyanka on stage, I would like to call on stage an equally passionate, if not more passionate, Toastmaster as her evaluator. Toastmaster Rajendra, let's do a very quick audio video check.
Am I audible and visible?
You're audible, you're visible. Go
Let
ahead.
me also check Toastmaster Priyanka is also audible and visible or not. Yeah.
That would be my job, but thank you.
Okay. So Toastmaster Priyanka, first of all, I would like to thanks that you came to our club and another club, GTMC, and then graced our meeting. And I saw your speech physically, and now I'm going to playing this role again as evaluator. So your speech, I have a lot of expectations because this is going to be a divisional district level competition. So I would expect you to inspire the audience. It's not that what you will be achieving, what is intent, what you want to achieve in the audience, what value audience are going to get, and how you deliver it, how you pitch into this, how effectively you use your words. My eyes will be all around this area, right? So I would love to see your value addition to the audience, how they are inspired, moved, and touched, right? Over to Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder Singh.
Thank you. Priyanka, let's do an audio video check.
I'm Rupinder. Am I audible and visible?
You're audible and you are visible. I understand that you are in an external environment. Okay.
Yes.
Just be
Yes.
mindful of the surroundings. All the best to you. Priyanka Mishra. It's tough, but possible. It's tough, but possible. Priyanka Mishra.
Raise your hand if you stay with your parents. Well, isn't it so tough? For a few months, I have been staying with my father. And I'm telling you, it is impossible. Now, no late night parties, no extra fun, no more parties at booze in the night. Because there's a curfew at 9 p.m. at home. I have to sleep on time, wake up at 4 a.m., do prayer, after that go to office, have food, and come back and sleep by 9 p.m. again. I don't want to be good girl at this age. I understand what you might be thinking. But still, that's what I want, my independence. Toastmaster a day and my dear adults. I have been living with my father, and every day is becoming difficult. Because the day he has crossed the age 70, he's becoming increasingly stubborn, forgetful, and unreasonable. Just the last week, Papa, did you take your medicine? I'm not taking these medicines. They're making me more ill. Papa, you have a heart problem. You cannot skip them. What? Again, you forgot the geyser switch. How many times have I told you? But you will always leave it on. Last night, I saw the electricity bill was 4,300 rupees. What do you want me to do? I'm working day and night. Couldn't you take your small things also? All I do is, what? Take care of you. What? Take care of you. What? Take care of you. And I'm done taking care of you. That time I realized I was loud. Very loud. said, sorry, Papa, I did not mean it. Sorry, Papa. Sorry, Papa. Sorry. But he did not say anything. He just left the room. Seemed hurt. He was hurt because of me. He just came to my place just a few months ago and I shouted at him. I remember he came to my place for the first time. He was struggling to even lift his own luggage. But he had not been like that. He used to drop me to my school on his bicycle every day. Now, he couldn't even lift a bucket of water. Then, my father has become old. This old. He did not leave the geyser on knowingly. He simply got. What did I do? That night I could not sleep. How could I shout at him? How could I be so rude at him? He didn't even shout at me even when I was a small child. I remember when I was a small child, my baby sister was born. I used to play with her all the time. One afternoon, when I was playing with her, she slipped from my arms and she was crying furiously. There was blood on the floor. We rushed her immediately to the hospital. Thankfully, the doctor declared her out of danger. When we came back home, my mom started beating like anything, to which my father interrupted and said, she's just a child. She won't harm her knowingly. And he took me in his arms and said, my dear, your sister is very, very fragile. So you have to be extra careful. That day, I saw an ocean of empathy in my father's eyes for a 4-year-old me. I asked myself, why couldn't I have the same empathy for my 70-year-old father? Because, as they say, it's easier said than done. When we become the providers, we start judging them even for their small mistakes. However, when that day, what if my father also have scolded me for dropping my sister? What if at every step of my life, he wouldn't have said, it's okay, Priyanka, but be careful next time. I don't think I would have been enough confidence today to stand here and speak in front of you. So, my dear friends, staying with parents is indeed difficult. Today also, every other day, he gets on my nerves. However, at that moment, I asked myself, is it the deed done by him? Or are those gray hairs speaking? Every other day he makes mistakes. I ask this question every day to myself. And I have been trying. Indeed, it is tough, but I am trying to make it possible. So the next day, I stick a sticky note on the geyser switch. It said, sorry, Papa. When my father read, he smiled. And that one smile, I knew I was forgiven. That one smile gave me a ray of hope that indeed it is tough, but I can make it possible. So, my fellow Toastmasters and guests, can you also make it possible? And now, whenever I have to go for parties, I go to Toastmaster meeting and Toastmaster conferences. So don't tell him. These are secret news. With that, over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Rupinder?
I was blown away by the emotional content of your speech, Toastmaster Priyanka. I needed a moment to uh, gather myself. Such a wonderful speech. Can we all take a minute and write feedback for Toastmaster Priyanka? And may I request that if you're going to praise her, please do it in public. But if you think that you can give her constructive feedback, please do it in private. My mantra always has been praise in public, criticize in confidence. So let's do that for a minute. Timer, please show me the red card after a minute. Thank you. Is 1 minute over? Okay. If you could all please turn on your videos, I have a question to ask you, which will require you to raise your hands. And I'm not a fan of people raising their hands virtually. So let's give everyone about 10 seconds to turn on their videos. And now I'm going to ask you all a question. How many of you know how to swim? How many of you know swimming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and Kiran is here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Kiran, 2 times TEDx speaker. She also knows swimming. Why am I asking about swimming? There was a time when I was young and my life was much like what Toastmaster Priyanka said, late night parties and all. And I was at a poolside party, walking with a friend by the poolside. The party was over and I had my coat on my back and we were walking along the poolside talking. And my friend had this sudden urge to push me into the pool, the deep end of the pool. I don't know swimming. I didn't know swimming back then. I don't know swimming now. So as I fell through 10 feet of water, my first thoughts were that this is how it ends. And that song, This Is the End, my friend, started resonating inside my head. Then I did the smartest thing that I've ever done. I opened my eyes underwater and I turned around and I saw that the ladder to go up was about 5 feet away from me. It was the longest walk of my life. I drowned almost that day, but somehow I managed to come out. When I spoke on stage, I realized that the fear that I was experiencing was the same fear when I was drowning. When you're on stage and the stage overwhelms you, it's like drowning, except there is no ladder around, there is no lifeguard around. But that taught me an important lesson, and I want Priyanka to please read out what is coming on the chat now. Priyanka, are you ready?
Yes.
Please read this out loud.
You will not learn swimming by the poolside.
Once again.
You will not learn swimming by the poolside.
And for the last time.
You will not learn swimming by the poolside.
Quite true. Why am I saying this? Because that day I wished I knew swimming. 2 weeks later, I tried to learn swimming. 3 weeks later, I gave it up. I never learned swimming. All this while, I would stand and watch people dive into the swimming pool, have toned bodies, and I would wish that was me. I would always say that. Many times when you see speakers speak on stage, you say, I wish that was me. When you hear people tell humorous stories, do stand-up comedy acts, oh, I think I can do that. And yet when the time comes, somebody tells you to go up on stage and sing, or somebody tells you to go up on stage and do a 1-minute comedy act, or somebody tells you to go up on stage and do table topics, we are reluctant. I want you to remember this quote. You will not learn swimming by the poolside. You will not learn public speaking if you keep running away from the stage. So here's to not running away from the stage. As I call on stage our table topics master, you heard her a while ago. You know that she is going to deliver a championship level speech at the district championship on May 17. What you do not know is that she is also a swimmer. She knows swimming. Well, she says it's basic. I say that she knows it better than me. So with a huge round of applause, be prepared to sink or swim with Priyanka Mishra.
Everyone, once again, I'm back. However, now the tables have turned. I won't be giving speech now. I'll make you speak. Today, I have not prepared a single topic except one. We'll do something different today. Today, the theme is about stage fear, stage calling. How about we do that from each and every speech? I'll give the first topic, which I have in my mind. And from that speech itself, let's derive second topic and give to another person. And which topic I'll derive from that speech will be a mystery. Depends on completely what the speaker is talking about. So you have to listen carefully what the speaker is speaking. So keep your listening ears up and ready to roll on. I would like to call the first speaker, Kiran. Are you with me? Hey, Kiran. Yeah. Could you speak a longer sentence?
Hi everyone. What do you want me to say?
Okay.
She's just
I'll
testing
give
your
it.
audio and video, Kiran. So just
Yeah.
say it's a beautiful day or something like that.
Yeah. It's a beautiful evening and happy to be here.
Wonderful, Kiran. Kiran, your topic is. Kiran, what was your first speech about? What was your first speech about, Kiran?
Knock, knock. Who's there? Snow White? Snow White who? Snow White, who's running away from the evil witch? Which one? The one who's looking for who's the fairest on the wall. Who's the fairest on its wall? We're always running away from someone, and often it's our own selves. And I am running away because I have so much confusion, clutter, and self-doubt about who I am as a speaker. And today, I've shown up in front of this mirror, asking this question, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the best speaker in this room? I'm sorry if it's too short, but this is what came to my mind. And this was one of the first topics that I had talked about. If it's not within the etiquettes of Toastmasters, this is.
No, Kiran, I enjoyed the whole speech. And I would say I just felt as if I'm listening to a podcast. You have great voice, Kiran.
Thank you so much.
So, what could be the next topic?
I'm supposed to be giving it? Or is
No,
it?
no, I'll give Kiran. I'll give Kiran. So am I supposed to derive? I have two topics coming in my mind. However, I'll pick one. The next topic. So Sorindra. You're not audible, Sorindra. Could you unmute yourself?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
How are you, Sorindra?
I'm good. Tell me.
Great. Sorindra, when you go on the stage, are you yourself? Are you yourself when you go on the stage, Sorindra?
Thank you. Am I myself when I'm on the stage? Actually, when I started in Toastmasters, I tried to be myself. But then, as I went along, I realized that I was actually the person who is delivering that speech, more like becoming a part of that speech and trying to express myself. Yes, times when I have to talk about my experiences, I am myself. But very often, just like yesterday when I was talking on a table topic, and there was this leopard that we were talking about, I actually changed myself to that person who was being chased by the leopard. And what was that confrontation that we had? So, very often, I move between characters. And when I'm in those characters, I try to live that character. So, to that extent, maybe it is not possible for me as of now to be able to just be myself. I play the character which I am speaking about. And the reason why that happens is that I feel I'm more emphatic, I'm more convincing, and I can make a point much better if I'm living the character which I am actually presenting. And I think when we do that, we are a better speaker. The fear and that butterfly in the tummy starts moving out, and we become much more confident about ourselves. And I think the audience also enjoys it that way. Thank you very much for a lovely topic. Over to you.
Thank you, Sorendra. I completely agree with you. You have to be in that character about which you're speaking about. About which the speak you're delivering, speech you're delivering. Thank you so much for a wonderful topic, and I'm really happy to see you after a while. I'm listening to you. Keep coming to a club.
Thank you.
Now
I
I'd
will.
like to call. Now I'd like to call Toastmaster, or is I think Cletus. Cletus, are you with us? Cletus Sikwanda. Am I pronouncing your name properly? I think Cletus. Yeah. Hey, Cletus. Could you unmute yourself? We couldn't hear you. Yeah. Wow, so many notes. I like Toastmaster who make notes during the meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Cletus, could you please could you speak a longer sentence so that I could hear you, whether you're audible or not?
Okay. Can you get me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes. So, Cletus, who is your favorite public speaking character? Who is your favorite public speaking character, Cletus?
Thank you. One of the reasons why I joined Toastmasters was because I read a book by Alison Shapiro. It says how to speak in a room and how to command conference. How to command influence. So I would say she's a person that inspired me to join Toastmasters and has been a great influence. I watch her TED Talks and also our YouTube channels. She's one person that made me to believe that public speaking is not a talent, but an art in which one can improve through regular practice and having such environments in Toastmasters where one is not judged but is encouraged to learn and practice public speaking. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Cletus, for reminding us how to Toastmasters. Yeah, that's how we are going through. Thank you so much for taking the speech. Now I would like to call. I would like to call a person who likes to evaluate something. Who would like to call? We already have evaluators. How about Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder?
When the
Rupinder,
stage calls
I
you,
have a
answer.
yes, exactly. When you hear a speaker for the first time, the speech might be a little longer. Try to please listen carefully. When you hear the speaker for the first time, or when you hear any speech, you end up finding commendation or recommendation first. In simple words, what is your first primary what comes to your mind first? Positives or negatives about the speech? Positives or negatives about the speech, Rupinder? What is the first thing comes up to you?
I am going to be honest with my opinion here. I tend to look for points of improvement. I will also tell you that I am consciously making an effort to see where the speaker is going right. I'll explain what I mean. See, we've been brought up to inherently find faults in others. Toastmasters tries to resolve this disparity by encouraging people to find what went right rather than what went wrong. It is a habit that we tend to look for things that go wrong. And because it is a habit, we have to overcome it. And that requires practice. Understand this that I joined Toastmasters when I was 42 years old. For 42 years, I had been finding faults with others. You don't undo that kind of a habit inside a single day. I joined Toastmasters in the May of 2015. It's been 10 years since I've been a Toastmaster. I still deliberately try to look for what went right. But at times my mind wanders off and I'm like, I would have done that differently. Maybe I would have inserted a humorous story there. Oh, if I was on stage, I would have nailed this topic. That feeling is still there. So, to your point, Madam Topics Master, I'll be honest, I'm kind of ashamed to say that I still look for points of improvement, although I do so in a very constructive manner. In short, I do look at finding faults. I'll be honest, Madam Topics Master.
Yes, indeed. And I think I kind of resonate with you there because that's how we have been brought up. However, still in Toastmasters, I learned how to give commendations. This is the first place I have learned. Thank you. I have a request from two long points. Yes, Pragya, I completely agree. The reasoning is different. Pragya, are you ready with us? I mean, are you ready to give a speech?
Yes.
Hey, Pragya.
Don't
Yes,
bother about my background.
don't. I mean, is it possible to remove the? Turn the mobile so that we can see you properly because the glare is coming.
I have a younger one who's hungry and she's asking for food, so I'm somehow trying to manage. Yes,
Okay. Multitasking, Pragya.
kind of.
Great. So, Pragya, what is the biggest flaw you have in public speaking? What is your biggest flaw in your public speaking, and what do you want to do about it?
Oh.
What do you want to do about your biggest flaw of public speaking, Pragya?
Have you ever been in a situation where you have heard a speech and you felt, why is this person telling so much about their personal life, about how they felt, how they struggled, and so much more? We all feel so. Yet, Toastmasters says that be authentic. I feel that if we look at a wider audience, when I have 60 people sitting in my club and listening to me, my biggest flaw as well as power is I am brutally authentic. Many people from the clubs have come and told me, you shouldn't be doing this. You get over emotional. You share that you were depressed. You share that you were going through problems. Not everybody is willing to listen to it. And this is the complaint I have got from many people in my Toastmasters journey. But one thing which I feel, maybe it's a flaw for people, but how I take is very different. How I want to work on it is simple. Do it more. And I'll tell you why exactly. There might be 60 people sitting in that room, probably feeling what is she speaking? Why is she telling all of this? Is her life the only one which has trouble and not ours? But what if there is one single person sitting in that room deriving an answer for their struggles from what I went through? Will it not be injustice to that one person if I don't tell what I went through and what I did to come out of it? For many, it might be a flaw, but how I work on it is keep doing it and keep looking for that one person in that whole crowd sitting and listening and telling him that I have gone through it too. You're not alone. And it is possible to come out of it. I give that one ray of hope. Have you ever tried to work on this flaw and given that ray of hope to one person? It's awesome to be full of flaws if they benefit others. And I am proud of it. Are you? Over to you.
Thank you so much, Pragya, for inspiring speaker or a Toastmaster for all the audience who have heard you like us today. Thank you for doing that for us. Yes, your speech is inspiring indeed. And I really want to hear or listen more speeches from you because we need inspiration in this tough life. Now, yes, I have a topic I would like to call Shilpa. Yeah, Shilpa, we have Sajal. Yeah, first I'll call Sajal Pachori. Sajal, am I not pronouncing your name correctly? Sajal or Sajal? Sajal, are you with us? I think Sajal couldn't hear us, but that's fine. I'd like to call Shilpa, our language evaluator. Shilpa?
Yes, am I audible and visible?
Yes, Shilpa, you're audible and visible. Your topic is, in public speaking, do you think practice can make it perfect? Do you think practice can make it perfect in public speaking, Shilpa?
Definitely, we all have heard that any skill can be enhanced through enough practice, and the same is true with public speaking. People say that speaking is a skill, and some people say that you are just uh, born with it. Means you when you are born with when you are born you are automatically good in speaking, but I do not feel so. I feel that speaking is a skill, and just like any other skill, it can be enhanced through enough practice. If I talk about me, then I have joined Toastmasters since Feb 2025, and since from the past 3 months, I can say that I have improved a lot by taking different roles, giving my first speech. And if I compare myself to the 3 months old Shilpa and now, though the time is very less, but in those 3 months, I have actually improved myself through practice only. So the saying is true, and it is very much applicable to everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, Shilpa. It's always wonderful to hear it from you. And and my members, I always love whenever she takes such roles. Today, she's a language evaluator. And thank you, Shilpa. I agree, practice can make it perfect. And now I have one last topic with me. Who would like to volunteer? Or shall I pick? Yes, Rajendra. Could you unmute yourself? Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Rajendra Kumar, your Toastmaster journey.
Point of order. Point of order. Who's
Yes.
going to time Rajender because he's the timer?
Thank you for reminding us that.
I
Could
can
somebody
time
help
it.
me?
I
Thank
can
you,
time
Ankit.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ankit. Rajendra, your Toastmaster journey. Your Toastmaster journey, Rajendra.
It is never too late. When I was 51, I realized that my public speaking or my leadership skill needs to be honed up. And I took that decision to join Toastmasters. Since then, being graduated in Hindi, achieving management ladder at senior position through my experience and technical abilities was not helping me growing and taking care of glass ceiling. Since I joined this club, I completed effective coaching pathway. I completed dynamic leadership pathway. Now I'm inventing new ways of using humorous speeches. What I found that in my communication before this Toastmasters was very authoritative, very autocratic type, demanding results, being a Lean Six Sigma person, precision and all those accuracy required everywhere. And I used to give number of complete statistical data when I used to be evaluator. I really, being a quality person, also I was always trying to identify the gaps from standard, but I was not able to see those people in which they were having a lot of courage to come on the stage and sharing their experiences and looking at the good or appreciating things, which I learned in this Toastmasters journey. Appreciation was missing in my life, and that was causing a lot of issues. With this journey, I learned appreciating. I found how to even give feedback. There are always gaps, but using that right words, words can make your world, right? So this is what the key learning which I had is your words are you, your words are your world. Take care of your words very, very carefully. It will make your world. So this is biggest learning which I had through Toastmasters journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajendra. You remind me of Doha, a saying which a great poet had, "Boliye si boliye, man ka apak hoye, oran ko sital kare, aap hi sital hoye." In English, in a rough translation, speak as much as your words can make a difference in simple words. Now, with that, I would like to conclude this table topic session, kind of impromptu table topic session. I enjoyed, and after a while I was taking this role, I kind of invented this pattern just now. And I love and thank you for giving this opportunity that I was able to do it. Thank you, that BPA, and thank you, the president, for giving me this role. And thank you, the audience, great audience. And I would like to give the control back to the Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder Singh. Over to you.
Thank you, Priyanka, for that amazing role as a table topic master. Table topics master. See what I did there? I made a mistake. I improved. I tried to be better. May I request Shilpa to please unmute herself and read what I'm going to type in the chat?
The only
Shilpa.
person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday.
Once more.
The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday.
And for the last time.
The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday.
In 2018, I had the good fortune to represent my district in the World Championship of Public Speaking. I went to Chicago. I stood second in the semifinal. Most of you know that. What you don't know is that 2 nights before my district contest in Agra, I hurt my leg. I was barely able to walk. I was barely able to speak because my words would not match my body language. For a while, I contemplated whether I should make way for the second contestant, the person who came second at division. Then I spoke with a well-wisher, person who answers to the name of Pallavi Sana. She's one of the few people I'm actually scared of in Toastmasters. And she said that you're not going on the stage to compete with people, you're going on the stage to be the best version of yourself. And if you can come back and tell yourself that you made a difference, that you did your best, that is all that matters. Wise words indeed. I went onto the stage and I did my best. I did not care about the results. Do not speak to be crowned. Speak so that you may be heard by the ones who need it the most. Because if your story makes even one person to be a better person, you've already won. Speak not to impress, but to express. On that note, we head into our evaluation section, which is going to be chaired by our general evaluator for today, an engineer, a speaker, a persistent improver. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Toastmaster Ankit Agarwal. Ankit, let's do an audio video check, please.
Toastmaster Rupinder, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible, you are visible, you are incredible. Go ahead, take the stage, rock the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rupinder, for having such a wonderful session, such an inspiring and learning session. Going into the feedback and evaluation section, we'll start this section with the speech evaluation or prepared speech evaluation. So we have one speaker, Priyanka Mishra, who is going to be evaluated by our evaluator, Rajendra Kumar. Rajendra, can we have a quick audio and video check?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Rajendra, you are audible and visible.
May I also request that somebody time him?
I can do that.
So should I start? I'm not on the screen, I believe.
Rajendra, you can start. I will spotlight you sometime.
It's tough, but possible. What a great speech. The disparity in winning speeches and normal speeches can very well visible in all aspects of public speaking, whether it's content, whether it's delivery, or whether it's language. You have made a very good structure where you have asked the question at the starting of the speech, which has engaged us. We came to know about the struggle of your story, routinity, monotonous life, and then the father's behavior, forgetting geyser to switch off, not taking medicines. And then your shouting brought us to the space where you were there. And this is what in storytelling it happens. We were all there with you. And then you have used the stage with your body language in different manners. Sometimes you're at the left, you're playing the role of yourself, and then you're playing the role of your father. And there were some disturbances also, which you have handled very well. There was some disturbance in between the speech, which you handled very well. We were not able to, you were not distracted with that. Looking at the speech level, which you are going to contest at district level, I have some recommendations from you, for you, that the title, It's Tough But Possible, was just once given by the Toastmaster of the day, and then it came in the last. But I recommend you that use this kind of titles in between thrice and 4 times or 5 times, so that audience are get connected to your thought. And do not try to impress anybody, just express yourself. We are here to create value for the audience. If you're able to create some value emotionally around some people from the audience to take care of their parents with empathy, is the key. If you're able to create that, whether you win the prize, whether you win the contest or not win the contest, doesn't matter. But what value I'm going to create, what difference I'm going to create, if it is there in your language, automatically things will happen. A certification can be a byproduct. So overall, I liked your speech very well. You were well structured. There were many anecdotes. If you use these 2 recommendations, which I suggested, to use this speech title again and again, inspire people, not to impress somebody, would be helping you to be in coming out from your heart and adding value to the audience. And I would love to see again and again, and I will be also coming there to watch your speech, to see your speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajendra, for sharing such a detailed evaluation for Toastmaster Priyanka. Now, I would like to call upon the stage our auxiliary evaluation team. I will start with Toastmaster Rajendra only. Rajendra, will it be possible for you to share your timer report?
Yes, I can share my timing report. So Toastmaster Priyanka, to be frank, I just forgotten the timing initially, but later on I realized that I'm running 30 seconds late. But you have completed your speech in 7 minutes. And then I come to this table topic speeches. Toastmaster Kiran have used 1 minute, complete 1 minute. Toastmaster Surinder Bhaumik 2 minutes 10 minutes, 2 minutes 10 seconds. And Cletus used 1 minute 16 seconds. Toastmaster Rupinder, I haven't shown the card, but yes, he has used 2 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Pragya Jain have taken 2 minutes. Toastmaster Shilpa, 1 minute 15 seconds. Toastmaster R.K. Arora, 1 minute 45 seconds. And as evaluator, I have used 2 minutes 10 seconds. What I estimated, Mr. Ankit, Toastmaster Ankit Agarwal can confirm on this.
Rajendra, you took 2 minutes for your table topics.
Yeah, this was I wrote that. So this the timing report from my side, and we have used the time very well at all aspects, whether speeches, whether table topics, and whether evaluation. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster Ankit Agarwal.
Thanks Toastmaster Rajendra for noting down all the timings and this is really helpful. It would have been better to share your screen with the timings noted down, but yeah, I think that can be incorporated in the
I noted
future.
here only, not on the screen.
That's perfectly fine, Ajay. Yeah. Next, I would like to call upon our next auxiliary evaluator, which is Toastmaster Shilpa, for sharing her language evaluation report.
Yes. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Shilpa, you are audible and visible.
So, hello everyone. I'm back with my report. So, starting with the excellent uses, I would say the theme of the meeting itself, when the stage calls, you answer. That was a very excellent uses of the language. Going forward, the second one was I somehow gathered my courage. Third one was feedback is the breakfast of champions. Fourth one was epitome of resilience. Fifth one was ocean of empathy. And sixth was he gets on my nerves. Two more were there. Blown away by the emotional content of the speech. And the last one, the last excellent usage is you are going on the stage to be the best version of yourself. Now, coming to the incorrect usage, which were very few. First one was which will be of time 5 minutes. I think it should be which will be of 5 minutes duration. The second one, while asking question, the speaker has said it is possible for you. So if you are asking a question, you should mention is it possible for you. Then next one is I would like to thanks. It should be I would like to thank. The last one is your speech. I have lots of expectation. So the correct uses would be I have lots of expectations from your speech. I also noticed that one of the speakers was using a lot of actually in their while they were speaking, so they could be more mindful of this. Lastly, the people who have used the word of the day are Toastmaster Rupinder and Toastmaster Rajender. So that's it from my end, and that's all the observations from my report. Thank you, Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shilpa, for sharing and noting down all the good usages and bad usages. Just a recommendation, if it's also possible for you to share your screen about the good usages and bad usages, along with if you could share some information about the filter words used by each of the person, that would be great. But overall, the way you are going ahead with your journey of taking roles and sharing and doing these roles so meticulously is commendable. Now, it's time for the report, overall report, general evaluation report from my end. So overall, looking at a meeting, we started on time. Starting with the sergeant at arms that is played by Toastmaster Priyanka today. Priyanka, you did great in terms of bringing your own flavor of in the nature, I would say, and explaining the rules. So overall, you did a good job in terms of using your vocal variety as well. It was just like because of the wind, there was kind of distractions, and we were not able to hear you properly. I think you can be mindful of that in future if it's possible at your end. But overall, you did a great job. Next is our main role player for today, which is the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Rupinder. Rupinder, the topic that you had selected is so relevant to all of us, and that you have given a very strong message. So theme selected is fantastic, I would say. In terms of the audience engagement, you asked audience to say those inspiring lines or those messages that basically brought a quite good impact in overall meeting. Apart from which, your transitioning was great. You were introducing people and connecting it with the theme that was commendable, and we actually learned from it. And also, you shared your stories, like, and what I feel like we learn through stories. We always remember stories, and we always want to hear stories. So overall, you did great job. Just one recommendation, small recommendation, which is like your like you could have showed more expressions through your eyes, your face, or your hands as you were speaking. So that's one thing that you could improve on. But overall, the theme and the session is very impactful. So great job done there. Then talking about our next role player, which is table topping master, Priyanka. Priyanka, you always like, as you do in the Sergeant at Arms, you bring a new flavor in the table topic master role as well of selecting the topics from the speech itself. So that was a new theme and interesting theme, and what I feel it went very well in terms of how we went through the table topic section. The You did the audio and video check, you gave the encouraging remarks, I would say, and also you introduce your table topic introduction. So overall, don't have any recommendation for you. So great job. I think keep experimenting and bring more flavors. This will further improve you, and also this will bring more variety in our meetings as well. Next, overall, I could say from the table topic evaluation, table topic speeches as well. Overall, like what we see today was that almost all of the table topic speakers did really well, as most of them are experienced Toastmasters, and they use like brought out different kind of. Some people use a great closing, a great introduction. Some people use anecdotes or stories from their lives. Some people actually use approaches like Oreo approach as well while sharing their table topic speeches. So overall, there was a lot of variety and learnings through it. So there is no any specific recommendations, but I would give one recommendation is just like try to feel what you are speaking. When you do that, you bring out more emotions in terms of your body language, in terms of your vocal variety, and that will bring more impact when you are speaking. So that has kind of worked for me, and that's like one recommendation I could give to all of you. Overall, the all the table topic speeches were really fantastic. So overall, just from the meeting perspective, the meeting started on time, and we saw like how uh, how it was fantastic in terms of the learnings that we get, in terms of the professional behavior that we are seeing throughout the meeting. So this is all from my end from the general evaluation perspective. I will hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Rupinder, to close off the theme.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, for that enlightening session. I would like to close by summing up the three things that I spoke about today, and I pasted them in chat. Number one, the worst speech you will ever give will still be better than the best speech you will never give. Number two, you will not learn swimming by the poolside, so don't be afraid to go onto the stage. You will not learn speaking sitting in the audience. You'll learn it only when you go on the stage. And the only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. I've seen many people refusing to take part in contests because, oh, Rupinder is participating. I don't think I'm going to win. Don't go to win. Go to express yourself. You have a story that the world needs to hear. I am going to leave you with a closing thought. I want you to ponder upon it. Okay, it's that a bird does not sing because it wants others to listen. The bird sings because it has a song. Don't tell a story because you want others to listen. Tell a story because you have a story to tell. And on that note, happy storytelling. It was an honor being your being your Toastmaster of the meeting. I hand it back to our presiding officer, Ankit Agarwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Rupinder Singh. Can we have huge round of applause for Toastmaster Rupinder? So giving such wonderful messages that we can keep with us in our journey, and we can actually like learn from these messages, and the learnings are really valuable. I will definitely take note of these quotes that he shared, or the messages that he shared in this meeting. And I would love next to appreciate some of the members basically who step up in this meeting today. I will start with Toastmaster Shilpa, who actually took multiple roles today as a language evaluator, which involves both the counter role as well as the grammarian role. Given she has just started our Toastmasters journey, and she stepped up in taking up the multiple roles. And then after that, I would like to commend Toastmaster Priyanka as well for taking up multiple roles in this Toastmasters meeting, starting with the Sergeant at Arms, table topic master, and also along with it, giving her a giving a fantastic speech. And yeah, I think overall, what I see, like even Toastmaster Rajendra, who took the roles of timer at the end unit. So everyone basically kind of stepped up today. Like I think that was what the theme was, that when stage calls you, you answers. So that's what actually showed by everyone, all of us in this meeting. So we had a great meeting today, and I would like love to take the feedbacks from our guests who are with us in this meeting. I will start with Toastmaster Shorindra Bhomik. Like, how was your experience, and any feedback that you have for us, Shorindra? Shorindra, you are on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we could clearly hear
Okay.
you.
Thank you. It was wonderful to come to this meeting, and I'm lucky that I was there. The theme was very interesting, and the way Rupinder, who I know so closely, every time I hear him, I am in awe. Literally, I'm in awe because every time the way he puts in a thought is so strong that you retain it. The other is I loved the speech. It was really well crafted. It needs a little more practice and maybe someone helping her with some of the communications. I mean, the way it is delivered. But otherwise, she's really, really good. The table topics were absolutely fabulous and people spoke very well. It was a very well organized and professional approach that you took to the meeting. And I'm very, very happy that I was here today. Thank you for giving me such a wonderful experience today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shorinder, for sharing such a wonderful feedback and your observations. Love to have you in our future meetings if it's possible for you to join us. Next, I would move to our guest, Pragya. Pragya, can you share your feedback, like what went well and what uh, in what areas we could improve as a club as well?
Hi, Ankit. To be frank, I also joined because I saw Rupinder's picture on the poster, and I always join whenever he's speaking anywhere. I try to join as much as possible. When it comes to doing good or bad as a or areas of improvement as a club, I would say the best part of any club is no role goes empty. Then your people are putting in efforts for the club. Even if one person has to take four roles, and if they're ready to step up and do that, they are doing well as a club. You know, people would see that and would want to join a club where people are putting in those efforts to grow. Uh, Another thing is normally whenever I go to any meeting, it's been ages for online meetings, but I always leave some food for thought whenever I have a query. I just put it in front of people because we have a lot of experienced people in Toastmasters, and I usually get my answers from there. Uh, I always come up with this query. First is we always talk about having that change of language or change of how we are speaking in body language when it comes to speaking on the stage. One of my mentors, who's a very also again a senior mentor who's been to the international semi-finals and all, she told me that it is not always about changing your characters, because there are hundreds of speech in this world, if you see, who don't change characters. They do voice modulations to show the power of what they wish to say, but they never change characters when they're speaking about somebody else. Now imagine Modi acting like Rahul Gandhi when he's talking about Rahul Gandhi. It won't make sense, right? uh, so that is that something which is needed, has been one of my queries. I'm sure a lot of people here would be able to answer that particular part. And a question that was put here: practice makes perfect. I've got this table topic hundreds of times and I have still in query about it. Does practice make perfect or does it make permanent? These are two different things, and I would love to listen to your view about these two. If I can gain any knowledge, then the meeting would be wonderful for me, because I'll gain a lot from this meeting and go.
So I would like, I think like these are great thoughts
I
or
can answer
great
the second
questions.
question.
Yeah, go ahead,
I can
Rupinder.
answer the second question. I'll leave Shorinder to answer the first one. Shorinder, why don't you go ahead and I'll answer the second question.
Okay. Ma'am, can you just repeat that question quickly?
Okay, so first question is, do we really need to act and all on the stage when we can just tell the same thing with the emotion? Because hundreds of speakers speak the same powerful things, like Martin Luther King Jr. and Modi, and I don't know who all. I know I've seen so many, but they don't use change of characters. They still have the same powerful message. So is that needed when we come on the stage?
Well, first one, never typecast yourself like someone else. Very often, there is a tendency that you see someone speaking in a particular style and you like it, so you adopt it. But it becomes artificial when you go ahead with that sort of thing because it's not your style. So always remember, do it your way, where you are comfortable. Yes, very relevant question. Two characters you're playing while you're speaking. And if someone is elder to you, or let's say it's a gentleman, then you try to make your voice hoarse. And if it is a child, you try to make your voice sound childish. I tend to disagree with that approach. However, if, and that's my personal opinion, if you are playing two characters, you need to give an identity to that character, and not necessarily by just by voice. You may be able to do with something which you add, which is very relevant to that character. Like in our speech today, we were talking about the father and daughter exchanging. If you can just move as she did this time, look at it, but become hunched. And then, in her own voice, in the same pace, she speaks, or maybe at a slower pace, she speaks without changing her tones. And when she is as a daughter, if she can do more of a youth uh, show, like she's younger than the father, and I'm tending to feel that the father, because he's about 70, he's a little hunched in front. So that sort of subtle changes, if you can bring in, you can go ahead without any problem. So I stand to, this is my opinion, and I think uh, people have their own styles to do it. And I would always recommend that please follow your own styles. Don't copy. Have I made sense?
You
Yes,
make absolute
absolutely.
sense.
Thank
Be
you.
yourself, everyone else is taken.
Yeah.
As far as practice makes perfect versus
Or
practice
permanent.
makes permanent. When I went for that championship speech, I rewrote that speech 196 times. I remember that because A 196 is divisible by 49, which is divisible by 7, and I have an affinity for the number 7, but that's a separate speech altogether. But more importantly, Google Drive or Google Docs maintains versions of documents. And when I look back after I had given my final speech in the semifinals, I saw that I had rewritten it 196 times in 205 days. So does practice make perfect? The answer is a resounding yes. But there is also this quote that if you keep on doing the same thing and expect a different result, that is insanity. Incremental increments combined with practice, they will make you perfect or send you close to perfection. As to your other quote, that does practice make permanent? No. Habits make you permanent. Practice just gets you to get into a habit. It is your habits that make you permanent. For example, if you have a habit of looking at your mobile before you go to sleep, it's been honed through practice. Because at some point you picked up the phone, started doom scrolling, started liking it, and now it has become a part of you. Or for that matter, I don't know how much you will relate to this or not, but I have a habit of standing up when somebody comes into the room to acknowledge their presence. I have a habit of opening car doors and holding the door. It's not something that I do by conviction. It's just that it is a part of me. I also have a habit that when I go on the stage, I do this. Like a lot of sports persons, they also do this before they go onto the stage. Again, it's not a habit. It's not a conviction. It's a habit. It's something that has been ingrained into me over and over and over. Does practice make, to summarize, does practice make perfect? Absolutely. Does it make it permanent? No. Practice makes a habit and habit makes it permanent. The only thing is, what habit are you going to choose? Hope that makes sense, Pragya.
Yes,
If
it
I
did.
may just interject, may I come in with just one more point?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. Practice. There's no second way beyond that. You know why practice is so important? If you are slipping somewhere, and it's human nature that suddenly you'll go black on the stage, to come back and pick it up may not be from the same point where you left off, but carrying on the thought process that you are trying to deliver in your speech, it becomes very easy to pick it up. So it's so important that without, and this is something which you will realize, it's like a maths paper. The more you practice the different formulas, the more chances are that you'll do well. And that is why I am a strong believer that practice really helps. I don't say it makes you perfect, but yes, it helps, especially in context of Toastmasters.
Thank you. Now that's why you should throw questions when there are senior members sitting.
I just wanted to add one point on this, because the Atomic Habit is one of the book which I have read with very enthusiasm, and that has also taught me a lot of things. And when we have a habit, then we don't require to put our mind into that. Like when we drive the car, we don't put the mind into that. It happens automatically. So becoming habit is one of the key thing to become permanent also, because now your mind is automatically, aligned with the things. So it becomes somewhat permanent also if you are keep on practicing and then putting into the habit. Like he asked, the Toastmaster Rupinder asked, how many you know the swimming? So once you learn the swimming, you can go in any swimming pool of the world, and you will be swimmer. So you
Right.
don't require to remember
If you
that
have just
when
1 minute, I'll ask one last question. I'm so sorry. I had so many questions in this meeting. Toastmaster Rupinder, you said that because we have a habit of finding mistakes, that's why whenever you evaluate, you tend to look for areas of improvement first. But isn't that the evaluator's job? Like, I am not there. I mean, when I go on the stage for evaluations, I am not there to keep appreciating the person who's speaking, though I do that part. But then my job is to make his speech better, to make whatever he spoke at that point of time better. And that will only happen if I'm able to find those areas of improvement. So, am I doing anything wrong because it's a worldly habit, or am I doing it because that's my job at that point of time and I'm justifying it?
can I give this answer on behalf of Rupinder? He
Please, anybody.
already said that appreciate in public and give recommendations in private.
Okay. So, which means I should give the recommendations in written manner or anyway after the
Yeah.
meeting is done.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to the
Works.
fundamentals of evaluation, that when you are giving a commendation, you always take the speaker's name, that Priyanka, you did an absolutely fabulous job, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
When you are giving a recommendation, you switch over to the third person. I have certain improvement areas for our speaker. And that's when you start referring to the speaker in the third person, because those recommendations, they are for everyone. The recommendations are for everyone. Commendations belong to the speaker alone because it was their achievement.
The
So,
speaker only.
and plus, if I give a recommendation in a generic manner where I refer to everyone that we need to do this, it makes us all inclusive. It might be, so there can be two things. One, I could say, oh, I already know this, so I don't need to listen to this. The other one could be that, yep, what this guy is saying is making sense, and maybe I should try doing it for the next time.
Yeah, Toastmaster Rupinder, can you share that video which you have given a training on how to evaluate? So that's what I am looking for. If you
Anant
have the
would have it.
recordings.
You'll have to reach out to Anant. He would have the recording. He has all the recordings.
Okay,
As you know, so he used to do this all
because
the time. So
Oh,
I
it's there on
remember.
YouTube as well, Rupinder. A lot of your, I think, things are
yeah,
there on
that's what
YouTube.
I'm saying.
Oh, we
Anant would
have it
know
in
where they
private.
are on the. Anant would
Yeah.
know where they are on the on YouTube. I mean,
Yeah.
if it was on my channel, I would have given you a link, but most probably Anant would have that answer. Let's
Yeah.
move on to the
Another-
next guest.
Yeah.
Sajal, are you there?
Yes.
Please go ahead to the next guest.
Sajal, are you there? Can you, if possible, can you switch on your camera and unmute yourself and share your feedback?
I don't think he's there.
Okay. Yeah. So seems like Sajal
Can we use
is.
this session to? You can stop the recording now.
Yeah. I think we will be
Can we
stopping
use
the
this
recording.